Hey everybody, it's your girl Reese Lafleur, and today I'm coming to show you how I got this blue bombshell bob wig. Woo! Say that 10 times fast. Okay, so this is a really fun wig color that I decided to do. I used to have blue hair like back in 2014. I decided to do it again. So I'm also going to show you guys how I detail and do my whole full frontal wig. So before anything else, like, subscribe, and hit the notifications so that you always know when I post.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Say if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high.
Okay, so I got this hair from BeauFox on Aliexpress. I got 3 bundles of their 613 Brazilian wave and a I think it was 8-inch frontal, so I think they were all 8 inches. And this hair seems to be pretty soft. I'm going to use a mesh dome cap and of course a needle and thread. The first thing I'm going to do is sew the frontal onto the dome cap. As you can see here, excuse my tummy, it's going to show a few times in this video. So what I'm doing now is I'm just putting the thread through that lace, and then I'm just going to wrap that thread around it. The hair keeps getting caught, sorry. I'm going to wrap that thread around it and go ahead and pull that thread through. As you can see, I know it's moving fast, but I do slow down how I sew. Try to get a little closer there, and you can see I just put that through. And I do sew my threads close together on the frontal. I know some people sew it far apart, but I like mine to be close together just because it just makes me feel more secure. I don't know, like it won't mess up. And there's my tummy coming up for cameos. So I'm just going around. In this video, I will say it is a long video, but I wanted it to be extremely detailed. I just wanted to make sure you knew how sis got down. So now, once I'm done sewing the frontal, I start sewing from the back. I always start right to left, maybe because I'm right-handed, I don't know. So I just go ahead and do the same thing I was doing when I was sewing the frontal. Put that needle in underneath, and I do never sew through the wefts. I always sew around the wefts, which also help with less shedding. When you sew through the weft, it kind of opens it up and the hair falls out a lot more. And I will say that this hair from BeauFox does not shed a lot at all, at all. Even the 613 color that they gave me is not very yellow. And I did not wash it with my Shine and Light shampoo, which I probably should have done. However, I did not get anything green when I did the dye, so it was perfect for me. So when I get to those ends, I always tie that thread around it at least 4 or 5 times and pull it really tight. As you can see, every time I put that needle through, I tie that knot and I always pull it through. So as you can see now, I'm going to slow down a little bit and just show you that I put it in, wrap around, pull through tight. Push it in, wrap that thread around, and I pull it tight. Push it in, the needle, wrap it around, and I pull it tight. Again, push it in, wrap that thread around the needle, and I pull it tight. And this also, when I make my wigs, it keeps it from having loose tracks and stuff like that. So once I get to the top, I just make everything into a U shape. And once I get to a certain point, I start to sew the tracks around, straight back and forth, horizontally. So as you can see, I'm doing that now until I get to that frontal. That is how I sew the tracks. I think it just lays better when it comes to the wig when you sew it straight against the frontal, straight across against the frontal. So that's what you see me doing now. And I do fold over my wefts, and I only knot my wefts on the sides, as you can see as I'm doing right now. Only knot or sew through the weft on the ends. The rest of it I sew underneath or around the wefts, I should say. So once I get to that top there, you can see that I'm starting to sew that track with the frontal. I do connect those tracks, and you can see as I pull it through, again, wrap that thread around and pull it out. There you go. Now I'm getting to the end, so I wrap that around a few times. There you go. Pull that tight, and I just cut it off like so. Oh, I did it so many times. I wasn't playing games. So now I took the wig off, and now I'm just gonna cut off that extra mesh that I'm not gonna need. And I just cut it down the center first, and then I cut around on the sides. That's just how I do that. So I'm going to use 3 different colors. I use Indigo Blue, Aquafina, and Violet, African Violet in this hair, and I just mix them all together. Sorry, you can't see that. Aquamarine, yeah. Aquamarine, Indigo Blue, and this Violet gem, as you can see, I parted in the front. I was going to use that and make a purple, but I decided against it. I don't know, like once I was doing the blue, I just liked the color, and then I realized how much dye I had. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do the whole thing blue. But right now I'm using one of those iced tea Chinese containers, and I'm just pouring all of the dye in, just one at a time. I think that's the African Violet now I'm pouring in. So that's what I'm doing now. And then, oh geez, I guess I had 2 aquamarines. These are old Adore dyes that I had from the last blue I had. So these are like 4 years old. But now I'm using my 40 developer from Clairol, and I'm just pouring a bunch of that in there. And in my head, I'm like, okay, since I didn't, wash the hair with the shining lights, I'll put a little developer just in case if there's any yellow, that developer will still left. So what I do now is I just section it off, and I'm just going to paint the hair with the color. And I do paint under and above. Now, when I started to, add the dye, I was trying to make sure that I got the wefts as much as possible. Not so much in the back, but definitely when I got up to the top of the frontal, close to the top where the frontal would meet, just in case I pull it up and, a track shows or something. I wanted it to be all color consistent. Now, I don't care if I get any hair, or any dye on other parts of the hair, because it is all going to be dyed. So I'm halfway through, and as you can see, most of the wefts there are blue. I'm going over the wefts again, and I just kind of part it and do it in sections. I did take my sweet time with this. I wanted the color to be perfect. I went, track by track, basically, as you can see. And I know you see the little lumps there. It's because I moved where the track is. I do not have those little bubbles in my wefts once I put the wig on my big head. So I'm just painting that hair. Even while I'm painting it, I'm like, I love this blue. It's just so nice to me. Love it. I did ignore the frontal until I got to it. I got through all the wefts. I don't know why I did that, but I don't know. I just felt like it was going to be easier. You know what? I do know why I did that, but I guess I'll explain that later. So yeah, I'm just painting that hair on there. Painting that color on that hair, I should say. I mean, this blue is gorgeous. I'm sorry. So now I'm going to the frontal, and you can see that I'm parting small spaces. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure I get as little amount of dye on that frontal as possible, but I want to make sure I get those roots blue, because I've decided that I wanted this full wig blue. I didn't want any dark roots. So I'm just taking my time. When I was doing this, I wanted to make sure that once I was dabbing that brush onto the hair, once I was getting in the roots, I wanted to move slowly. I moved very slow. I did not move quickly at all. So I got done dyeing, I'm just gonna comb through that dye on the top there. As you can see, I don't know if you can even tell, but you can see that I have not gotten too much dye on it. I'm just gonna close that plastic bag and I'm gonna let it sit. So now I'm done, and I let it sit maybe for like an hour. When you're dealing with the Adore dye, this is a demi-permanent, so I just feel like I'm gonna let it stain the hair. So I let it sit on, you know, for a little longer than I would let, you know, regular dye sit on the hair. So I just took that wig off. I'm just gonna throw that bag away, and you can see, you know, I did a pretty good job dyeing it, I think. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and blow out this hair. This is like day 2 or 3, so I'm over it. Like, I just want to quickly get it dry so I can do what I gotta do with it. So you can see it getting dry there. Ain't no biggie, just blow drying it. So it's pretty much dry. I'm just kind of making sure I got all those little wet pieces out. And the shit looks crazy, but we gonna fix it, sis. We gonna fix it. So I'm just gonna brush that out. I'm just kind of messing with it, seeing how it looks. And I'm about to start cutting. So I'm just gonna take a pair of scissors with my rat tail comb, and I'm just gonna cut the ends. I just want it to be a little bit more blunt. I don't care about it being a super blunt cut because it is a little longer, but I do want it to be all one length, if that makes sense, for the most part. I'm sorry that you cannot see the whole bottom of the wig from that angle, but I'm cutting, sis. That's what I'm doing down there. I'm cutting, combing and cutting, combing and cutting. That's what's happening right now. So now I'm just taking my razor and kind of getting those scraggly ends so that it's all one length. It's super easy. I got this razor from, I think, eBay for, I think, $20, maybe even $15. I'll try to find it again. I've had it a while. I'll try to find it again, and I'll put it in the description bar for you guys. Because it's something nice to have, especially if you want to do a blunt cut or something like that. It's really, really good to have. Just, you know, I don't know. I like having this razor here at my house. Here in my house. Okay, so now I'm just gonna start plucking that. I'll be honest, I don't like customizing too much. I like wigs to look kind of like my natural hairline, and my natural hairline is very, very thick. Like, I have a lot of hair on my hairline, but I am plucking this out a little bit just so that it's not too wiggy. So that's what you just see me doing here. I'm just plucking out that hairline. I think I plucked for maybe 5 minutes. You can see, like, I don't pluck. I don't know. I know it might be weird that I don't pluck a lot, but I just don't like that, you know. So I was curling this, and I was like, you know what? I don't like these fucking curls. So now I decided to do it straight. So now you see me take my heat protector, and I'm just gonna straighten it out, because I don't know, them curls was looking real straggly. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know why it wasn't right. I should have used a wand, but now it's gonna be straight. And I did straighten it back a few times just to kind of get that curl out. Even when I did that little bump right there, I went back and straightened it again. Like, no, sis, that bevel is too much. It's halfway straightened right now. I'm just gonna start doing that. I think I straightened it maybe 2 or 3 tracks at a time. I don't know, this hair took heat very well. Like, I didn't really have to run over it more than once, as you can see. Like, once or twice. Twice was like me being like, all right, let me do it again. But, you know, this hair, I like it. It's some pretty good hair. Thank you, BeauFox, girl. So I'm pretty much done with this flat iron episode. It didn't take me long. It took me like 20 minutes to do this. But you can already see how pretty this color is. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I decided to do a side part, so that's what you're seeing right now. Just combing that out. Making sure I like it. And now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna cut off the lace. I never cut my lace in a super straight line. I don't even think you can tell, but I am like zigzagging. You kind of saw it there. I'm kind of zigzagging it. Just because I don't know, when you make a straight line, it looks really, really fake. I just hate that. So now I'm gonna go in and do an elastic band. I don't know if you saw that, and you can't see it because my lighting kind of went away. But I did go ahead and I put in some powder and liquid foundation on the frontal because it was blonde, and you know I can't bleach the knots, and I didn't want to tint it because for some reason when I tint, like I have a neutral tone, and the brown tint has a reddish color, and it looks weird on me. It always looks orange on me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sew that other side, and I sew it back and forward. So I sew one way, and then I come back and I sew it back the other way for my elastic band, so it stays sturdy. And I just do a regular stitch, like how you would like sew a button or something. I just do a regular stitch, and then I tie the sides with a knot. Cut that off. So I lost a little bit of my footage, but I'm doing the ball cap method, which is all over YouTube. And all I did was I used my freeze spray from Got To Be, and I just sprayed that around, and I just rubbed it in, blow dry it a little bit, and you get that, you know, kind of stuck head effect. I'm just cutting that off. I think I doubled it, like by mistake. No, you know what? I didn't even double it. I put that cap down low, or not low enough, and I had that double part. Lost my footage again, but I'm pretty much done. What I did was I just put my wig on, and I used the Got To Be super glue gel, and I just went ahead and put that in my hair. I just grabbed my Kat Von D Shade to Light palette, and I'm just putting some of the darkest color in that part to just make it look a little brown, and I'm also putting it on the edges. Makes it blend in a little more, but like I told you, I like my edges nice and thick, so it's not really much to do. And I didn't really do baby hairs simply because it's blue, so I don't know, I just thought it would look weird. And I added more of that powder. I don't know if you saw that spray bottle, but I sprayed the top to lay that little alfalfa hair down, and now I'm using my Hicks. I use my Hicks edge control to lay down that little front there, and I'm just trying to do like a little bang thing in the front, combing it down, just making sure it sits right the way I want it to. And that's it, guys. That is how I got this beautiful blue wig. Thank you guys for watching. I know this was a long video, so thank you for bearing with me, and I can't wait to see you for my next one. Thanks for watching.
Digits on the beat.